Ugh, what a god-awful weekend for movies. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome to my review for A Wrinkle in Time. This movie was directed by Ava DuVernay and it stars Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, Storm Reid, and Chris Pine. And this movie is based off of the classic novel by Madeleine L'Engle. So the story goes that this little girl named Meg Murray, played by Storm Reid, meets these three witches, played by Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, and Mindy Kaling. They tell her that her father, played by Chris Pine, is alive. He disappeared 4 years before this movie. He is in fact alive, but lost to the evil energy known as the It. No, not the evil clown. And so she, along with her new friend Calvin and her little brother Charles Wallace, she must find her father before the darkness of It takes over. I actually read this book in middle school, and I actually quite enjoyed it. So when I heard that Disney was making this movie, and it was directed by Ava DuVernay, I'm like, okay, good on you, Disney. But alas, that was not to be because this movie was god-awful. From scene one, actually after scene one, from after scene one to pretty much the end of the movie, I was just sitting in the theater seat, just rubbing my temples out of anger. First, I'll talk about the two positives that I have. Storm Reid and Chris Pine. They were both great. Chris Pine tends to be great in pretty much everything he's in, and Storm Reid I know nothing about, but I hope she gets more work after this because she is really talented. They have a scene at the beginning of the movie and a scene near the third act that were just so good that I said to myself, that's the best part of the movie, and the movie will not get better than that. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. The acting other than those two was not very good. Oprah, I'm pretty sure, had no clue she was being filmed. The acting other than those two was terrible. Oprah, I'm pretty sure she didn't know she was being filmed. She dressed like she had just gotten out of an explosion at a glitter factory, and then she modeled herself after the Goblin King from Labyrinth. Reese Witherspoon looked like she didn't want to be here, and she constantly talked shit to Meg throughout the entire movie, and she was just so unlikable. And Mindy Kaling's lines were all quotes from good people like Shakespeare and Churchill, and then she actually quotes Chris Tucker, like Rush Hour, Fifth Element, that Chris Tucker. Friday, the Chris Tucker. Not to mention that they were completely useless in this movie. Don't get me wrong, as I have read the book, I know for a fact that the three witches are very important. Because of how this script is written, they could basically be edited out of the movie entirely, and the movie would have been no different. Not only was the acting of the three witches bad, but Charles Wallace's acting was not very good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming the little boy himself, because he actually did well for himself considering the toilet paper script. The lines that he had to deliver were positively awful, especially at the ending. He was saying the lines that a supervillain would say in a comic book movie. The problem is, it's coming out of the body of a 6-year-old boy. With movies, I meet the movie halfway and I can accept certain things. But for some reason, I cannot buy supervillain lines coming out of the mouth of a 6-year-old boy. I'm sorry, I just cannot accept that. And finally, the visuals in this movie were not very good. Some of them did look okay, but the rest of them either looked fake or just looked putrid. And the message of the movie, be yourself no matter what your flaws, Mr. Rogers did it. Guys, in the end, A Wrinkle in Time was not very good, and I did not like it. Storm Reid and Chris Pine were the only bright spots in this entire movie, but through a combination of bad writing, bad visuals, and just an overall unpleasant movie experience. This is probably one of the worst movies I've seen all year. And I've seen Insidious 4, and I've seen Winchester. But at least with those movies, the bar for me was set so low that when it got to here, I'm like, oh, that was a lot better than I expected. I expected bigger things from this movie, and I was disappointed. Guys, I want to know what you think. Did you like A Wrinkle in Time? Did you hate it like I did? Or did you think it was just okay? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like and to also subscribe so that you never miss a new video. All of my social media accounts will be in the description below. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.